Okay, so we're getting ready to make our chicken spaghetti for the night. And this is what I've got so far. I've got my jar of garlic. I've got 5 of the sweet bell peppers, 4 or 5 celery stalks, half an onion, and some green onions, if you can see that. These I'm not putting in the pot. I'm just going to cut them up so we can put it on top of the chicken spaghetti. So I'm going to get this chopped and I'll be back. Okay, I've got everything chopped up. I've got this is sweet onions. That's usually all I use is sweet onions. Then my mind went blank. Do you ever do that? Either way, bell pepper, celery, duh. Okay, celery, and then I've got my garlic. And then I chopped the green onions up to go on top. I usually use a can of Rotel, but I don't have any. We can our own every year, and I didn't can any last year, and I'm out. So I'm just going to use our regular tomato sauce, but that's why I put a little bit extra of the onions and the bell peppers in there, and the garlic. And the celery, because I don't have the Rotel and these things that came with it. So I did put a little bit more. So keep that in mind, that if you do want to use Rotel, you can cut back on some of this, or if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. That's the one thing I love about cooking. You don't have to go by anybody else's thing. You can sort of format it to your own rhythm. I am infamous for looking up a recipe, and I will look up 20 recipes of the same thing and then sort of taper it down to how I want to get it done. So here we go. We're going to kick off. I am going to put the vegetables to the side, and I've got my chicken, and I'm actually going to flip this cutting board over because I am extremely weird about chicken. I'm weird about meat. Ever since I had COVID in 2020, I really don't like a lot of meat, and man, I have a hard time touching it. But we're going to give it a hell of a whirl, because if I try to use gloves, I'm going to cut a finger off, and we're not trying to do that today. We're not trying to have bloody chicken. We're trying to have cheesy chicken spaghetti. So give me a minute. Going to get this cut up. So I've had 3 chicken breasts, and I've got this little small one. But again, it's just my husband and I, but he'll be able to take this tomorrow to lunch as well. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to cut mine into smaller pieces. Even that size, I will probably get it in the pan and probably chop it up a little bit more. I like my chicken spaghetti to have a bite of chicken in every bite. I mean, that's what we're here for. All right, hold tight. All right, I started this out with 2 tablespoons of butter. I've got this thing on 4, and I'm gonna go ahead and add all of the vegetables but the garlic, if I can wing this, because you know it takes no time for garlic to cook. So here we go. I've got my chicken set out to the side, and what I'm going to do is, man, that's pretty. Is that not beautiful? Man, that smells amazing, and I have not even put the garlic in there yet, and I've got my water over here. Just to go over some of the things, like I said, I've got the tomato sauce. I hate when people do this and they don't actually show me the seasonings. So I'm going to do that because I don't like when others do it. We've got the chicken bouillon, poultry, Tony's, oregano, Italian seasoning, garlic and herb, garlic powder, onion powder, and basil. And I'll put a couple dashes of Tabasco in there. Now again, you can do what you want. This is just what I'm doing, all right? Okay, I've been cooking this for several minutes. Most of the vegetables are tender. The celery's still a little crunchy, but that's okay. It's fine. We're gonna go ahead and add in our chicken. sort of space it out, let it get cooking, and I'm leaving for now the lid off. While this is doing its thing, I've already added a little salt and a little pepper. I'm not going to add any more because a lot of my seasonings have salt in them, so I'm not trying to overdo it. I am adding the Tony's, and I know that people are going to think this is crazy, and you will find that I have a rhythm. For like the lighter stuff, like oregano, I want a lot of oregano. I like it. So I usually start at one side of my pan. I've taught this to my grandkids. And I sort of go through and I come back. And depending on that, I go back. And go back and go back. I'm weird. That's sort of how I do my measuring. Like poultry seasoning, I don't want that much. So I'll start at the edge and I'll shake it across one time. Onion powder, I want a little bit more. So instead of measuring it out, I'm going to go 1 and 1. I'll start one side and come back to the other. Italian seasoning, I'm just going to take this little top off and pour. I would probably say about 2 tablespoons, but again, it is spaghetti, so that's what we're working with. Garlic powder, I'm going to do the same. Start at one side, go across, and shake it to the other side. Same thing for this Kinder's buttery garlic and herb. I love this stuff. Shake, shake. And basil, you don't want a lot of basil, so again, one side and one side, that's it. When I get my cheese and a little bit of cream, I'll put my hot sauce in then. But for right now, that's all I'm doing. I'm gonna turn the fire up on this and start really cooking it. You can see it's already turning white, and we'll check back. Okay, this is where we're at. I put the noodles in, and I put a half a cup of the juice from the noodles. I put a quarter of the block of Velveeta. I put a couple dashes of my Tabasco. Put my Nora's chicken bouillon and a half a cup of milk. So we're gonna let this cook down and we'll be back. Okay, this is it. And I'm making some lemon garlic asparagus, and I've got crescent rolls in the oven. We'll play. All right, this is what we got. Put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there with some green onions. Crescent roll. And then we're done. Yum, yum. Soup's on. Y'all have a good day. My heart to yours.